Taking care of your mental health, it doesn't necessarily mean like you're gonna be happy all the time. I am here having big conversations with myself in the shower, guys. On another note, and I literally wrote on a less emotional note, there was a power outage. Them don't have generators up here. Y'all know Jamaican mothers, like you come home drunk, all of a sudden you're alcoholic. Guys, yo, watch out, my camera battery grade dead. Testing. I'm gonna plug this out. I don't like how that looks. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Keiana if you're new, and welcome to another monthly recap for May. So the structure we're gonna follow, I'm really just gonna walk you guys through actually what happened in May, not just like here are my biggest lessons or my overviews or stuff like that. I mean, we're still gonna talk about the overviews, but I'm gonna actually walk you guys through the month and like the order in which things happened, especially because I didn't vlog that much this month. I mean, I was still posting videos, but they best believe like they just weren't catching the whole month. So that's what's going on today. Hope you guys are excited. Let's jump into the video. So as you guys know, I always journal before I do this video, and I basically come and recap what's in my journal for the month. Journal, why I say it like that. All right, so let's do the overview. I have the points written down. Oh, this month, like I'm in a good mood right now, but honestly, May was a bit heavy, so my mood's gonna switch up real quick. All right, let's go. So I actually lost two important people in my life, like two people that, if you think of life as like a TV show, it's like two of the leading characters are out of the movie. Like they're out of the series, so that wasn't really a grand thing, but I thought I would start the overview list with that just because it does affect a lot of what I go through throughout the month of May. I had a lot of fun socializing every weekend. I think I went out every single weekend, and I'm not mad, but you can imagine I'm kind of a little bit socially burnt out right now, which is nice. I mean, well, not nice, but fine, because I'm back in my apartment. You guys know this is like my resting place. This is where I come to like recharge, regroup, you know, get some energy for June and all that fun stuff. I did a lot of journaling, reflecting this month, more than I probably have. I don't know, like I finished almost half of my journal in this past month, so that should explain that. But that makes sense because like I said, I was going through a lot, big things, big changes. Sorry, I'm just whatever, there's something on my vent. Big changes, so I was just like writing a lot to make sure I'm going through it well, and I've spent so much freaking money this month. You guys have seen the videos, the hauls, like I'm sure you've seen most of what I've gotten throughout the month, but I have been spending a pretty penny, and we're using June to recover from all that spending. So yeah, let's hop into the first week of May. So in May, I was kind of going through a lot, like I said, but I wasn't really sharing all of it with people, especially not in the beginning. I started talking to people about it when things got really deep, but that kind of makes me want to know, what type of person are you guys in situations like that? Do you talk to your friends about things when you're going through them? Do you wait till it becomes a big deal? Do you prefer to keep it to yourself and journal? Do you have a therapist? Like, what do you do? I hold in a lot of my own feelings until it gets to a point where I shouldn't keep it to myself, and I'll talk about it if someone asks me about it, but I don't know, it's like, it's just this part of me that doesn't fully open up immediately. I think it's like the whole thing of wanting to be the strong friend and like have your life together, and sometimes with all the hustle culture mentality, almost feels like we don't always have time for our feelings, because I mean, if you allow something to like make you sad and you get down and all of that stuff, that often affects how much you can do. And you know, I'm getting better about things like that. That's not an issue as much for me anymore, the whole like hustle culture side of it, but still the whole thing of like, I don't know, it's like I'd rather just escape into social media and just like scroll for hours and deal with my feelings or talk about my feelings sometimes, which isn't healthy. I'm not promoting this, I'm just saying like this is how I am sometimes, and I actively force myself to like not do that, but it's like I have to remind myself, maybe we're doing a little too much social media, maybe we need to talk. So yeah, I was going through a lot, and it can also be hard as the friend that listens to a lot of people's problems. I think that's one of the reasons I don't like to let people know when I'm going through things, because it can be a lot when you're constantly asking people like, how are you doing? Like you're constantly checking in on them and like having to keep them mentally stable. Like, not that anyone's unstable, but having to keep people or listen to people and help people. I know what that can feel like from the listener's point of view, like how heavy it can be. And I feel like sometimes I don't want to like make someone have to be the listener. You know, like even when people ask me about things, I'll talk about it, but I think I don't even really share how I'm feeling. I just talk about the situation, which again isn't addressing the issue, because I feel like I'm dumping on them, you know. That's something I'm working on though. But yeah, that's where the whole I don't really tell people what's going on kind of thing comes from, for me at least. On the flip side of all of this, and you're gonna see this pattern a lot of like heavy emotion followed by social activity. We're gonna talk about that at the end because it's definitely not the healthiest. But first week of May, I went on a little trip to Montreal with some of my friends. It was great. It was fun. I feel like I've talked about that trip enough. I made a whole vlog. I just, you know, I've always wanted to just be able to do things like that. Just a couple friends just go on trips all over the place. And I think right now, you know, financially, a lot of my friends were in the position where we can do this. A lot of us work now, and it's nice. It's fun. It's great to know that you can just like get up and go and do stuff with your friends. And it was a great trip. I hope you guys enjoyed the vlog if you watched it. Good vibes. And it was definitely what I needed because, like I said, the month wasn't starting out too hot mentally. So week 2, I was doing a lot of connecting with my younger self emotionally and wanting to feel the way I felt when I was in high school or prep school, which is elementary school for Canada. I just feel like the younger me was just a better me. It's crazy because when you're younger, you're like, oh, I want to be older, I want the freedom, da 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 da. And I just had way more freedom as a kid, as a high schooler, than I do now, of course. Like right now, you know, I'm not hating on my job, but I'm like locked in 8 hours a day at a desk. That's not my time. I'm not free. I mean, granted, you were locked in at school, but come on, what the school environment and the work environment, that's too, like, there, you know, there's more seriousness at work, I feel, than at school. But it's interesting because when you're young, they try to make the work life seem like the free life, which is absolutely not true. I think the work life is where the worried life is, the stressed life is, the money management life is. Like, there's just so much responsibility as an adult. It's almost just like, oh my gosh, I cannot do this. Can I be in high school again? So yeah, I've been coming to terms a lot with like my childhood self, or not coming to terms, but like trying to connect more with like, what does the childhood me want to do in this moment? And I was, as a kid, teenager, very like just here for the vibes kind of person. So that's how I've been living. Sorry, my SD card, it was full, so it stopped. But yeah, anyways, I'm just here for the vibes, and that's how I'm living right now. And I'm also craving very strong feelings of nostalgia, but I don't like nostalgia meaning that feeling of wanting to be worry free. That's what I've been craving lately. So I'm just trying to like eliminate anything from my life that's making me feel uncomfortable. I think there's a section that I'm gonna talk about that. Yeah, it's coming up, but I'm not always showing up for myself in the way I show up for other people. We'll talk about that soon. But yeah, week 2, all about connecting with the inner child, which we love, of course. Socially, I saw a lot of my friends from university and my internship, which again helped with that feeling of craving a time when I was less worry-free or less worried about things. I think as I get older, year after year, that's when the worrying, it's just building up, because y'all, my internship was just like last year or 2 years ago. It was 2020. It was 2019 to 2020. That wasn't long ago. So how am I here sitting like, oh, I was less worry-free back then? Like, there's not that much that has changed. I mean, there has been a lot that has changed, but not in a way for me to be as stressed as I always am. So it was nice to see my friends, honestly, because, you know, you see old friends, you talk about old memories, you catch up, and you just feel good. And that's what I'm craving. Just like, again, my priorities for the month, which I didn't mention at the start, but my priorities were to socialize a lot, work hard. So it was work hard, play harder, and take care of your mental health. And I'm doing that, you know, like taking care of your mental health. It doesn't necessarily mean like you're gonna be happy all the time, but you need to like think about how you're feeling and give yourself room to feel, because a lot of us just don't give ourselves room to feel. We're just like, we know we have these issues, we know we have these problems, and we're talking about the problems with people, but we're not really talking about how every single thing makes us feel. And you don't need to talk to somebody about that, but you need to give yourself room to think about that, whether that's journaling, whether that's talking out loud. Yo, me, I am here having big conversations with myself in the shower, guys, and I highly recommend. Yo, watch out, my camera battery grade dead. I'm the queen of having big ass conversations with myself in the shower. Sometimes I'm like, I wonder if Justine's hearing me. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't care, because I probably would tell her anyways. But that's therapeutic to me, you know, like I need to just like talk and talk and talk and get some of this stuff out. As you can tell, I'm a talker. Anyways, I'm rambling. Let's move on. Week 3, I would call this week the storm. So week 1 and week 2 of May, it was definitely the calm before the storm, especially in relation to the losing the people, because in week 3 I lost both persons in that 1 week. And of course, I'm not gonna share like how I lost these people or why and any of that, because, you know, 2 people are affected in things and like not everything needs to be on the internet. But a lot of these things I saw it coming, right? Like it wasn't like it happened out of nowhere, you know. You don't just cut people off out of nowhere. That's not how we should be, I feel. Yeah, I just don't really, first of all, we'll talk about it, but I'm not the type of person that just like cuts people off. It's not in me, because I don't know, I just can't do it. Even if I should be doing it, I just can't do it. So it takes a lot for me to do something like that. So, or, you know, and it's not like I'm the one always like cutting people off. Well, I've never really had to lose people, which is why this has also been hard for me. Can you tell I'm all over the place? I'm just like, it's very emotional for me. Yeah, it's just hard to lose people that you thought would always be around or be around longer and all that kind of stuff. But life goes on, I guess. Advice, I don't really have any about that, to be honest, because it's still so fresh, and I find myself also trying to like, what's that word, deflect those thoughts. Like I have to be forcing myself to address those things, and it's making me realize how much of a pusher for my own problems I am. I think I'm very good with talking to myself about things that are like that. I like, for example, I'm very good at handling or addressing when I'm feeling burnt out or like I'm being too productive and stuff like that. But some of the deeper issues that are the real things that like put you in states of bitterness and anger and sadness, it's really hard for me to address stuff like that, because it's just emotional, and that's the real emotions that we just often don't want to deal with, or at least I. So yeah, week 3 was rough. But I also went into the week with the mindset of like releasing bad habits, bad energy, anything that wasn't making me happy. And this goes even as low as like social commitments. Like if I'm doing something just to please someone else, like just to make them not feel alone, or to make like to go because they want to go, but I know I don't want to and I'd rather just do something else. Releasing all of that, because I need to learn to stand up for myself, because what I wanted to talk about earlier, I've really realized how much of an emotional, oh my god, I'm just gonna die. All right, my bad, guys. My point here, chit chat about being an emotionally silent pushover. So that's what I was talking about earlier. I have come to realize that I'm not your average pushover. Like no one's gonna come up to me, or well, not come up to me, but no one in my life is gonna be kind of ordering me around. But I don't know if pushover is a good word for it, but I realized that with certain people in my life, especially the people that hold higher positions in my life, I allow them to do things that I don't like. And even people on the lower end, I'll give examples soon, but I allow people in my life to do things that I really don't like sometimes, and not like hate or I hate them or whatever, but like things I know I just don't like, I don't speak up about, and I harbor those feelings because I know they don't mean it, or it's not that serious. Like if I talk about it, it's fine. So I try my best not to take it personally. But there are times when like people do things that make me feel uncomfortable or just make me feel bad, and I don't say anything, and I hold up those feelings, and I eventually resent them. And I feel like it's been the cause of like, so basically how I came to that conclusion, I've been, you know, I said I'm trying to like release bad energy, bad all this stuff, and I realize sometimes I'm just so bitter, I'm just so like, you know, just negative, and I'm like, where is this negativity coming from? Like I'm not a negative person overall, but like sometimes I'll say some things and I'm like, why am I saying like that? Why am I saying that? Why am I acting like that? Why am I like, what's causing that? And I'm kind of just realizing that I hold a lot of bitterness and just anger, pain, sadness inside, because I don't tell people the things that they do that bother me. And sometimes when they do it too much, because I haven't talked about it, it upsets me, it hurts my feelings, all sorts of things. And I don't have like a plan on how to deal with this, because it's just like when you realize things like that, you have to slowly like work through it. But definitely all my issues, everything I'm realizing about myself, they're things that they're connected. Like it's crazy how connected they are, and especially who I am on a daily basis in different settings. So I'm slowly trying to like chip away and work at them one by one, because I'm not trying to just like fix the whole thing at once, because I really want to get to the deep-rooted cause in each each of them. So like with the silent pushover thing, I need to find where that's coming from, because like what in my childhood or high school caused me to be that way, you know? So yeah, that's something that happened in week 3. Also in week 3 was, like I said, the crazy time. I relaxed my hair, which is not looking too hot right now, but I need to wash my hair. I relaxed my hair, which kind of symbolically felt like the birth of doing things for me. That's actually what I wrote in my journal. I finished a journal in May, so this is my journal. That's what I wrote in here, and then I rewrote it in here for the video notes. But that's really what it felt like. I remember one time, I think it was like over a boy. I like cut my hair. Was that why I cut my hair? I don't remember why, but it was an emotional reason why I cut my hair. And again, I just kind of feel like I'm doing something for myself, because I spoke about it in my vlog. I've always kind of been in between in the past 2 years about whether I should relax my hair or keep it natural. And I kept keeping it natural because people like to give you crap when you don't want to embrace your natural hair. And I talked about it. I don't want to get too deep in it, but it's my hair. I can do what I want. This is easy for me. Yo, if I had to deal with my hair right now just to film this video, I would be frustrated. And that's just, maybe it's coming from the lack of not knowing how to take care of my hair. I grew up in Jamaica. Doing your hair was cheap. I used to pay somebody weekly, like the equivalent of what's 10 Canadian dollars to do my hair weekly, straighten, wash, treat, flat iron. So to come up to Canada, where if you want to do your hair, it's like $50, $60, $80. Like, I'm not paying for that. I can't afford that. And I just don't know how to do my hair. And it's just one of those things I don't want to really learn, because I'm a girl that just likes to be pampered. I like to get my nails done by other people. I don't want to do it myself. I like to get my hair done by other people. I don't want to do it myself. And I think it's fine that I'm coming to terms and just acknowledging that, standing my ground, and just being firm on that, and stop letting people try and like persuade me into doing what they think they want to, or what their beliefs align with. Like, I don't care. Can you tell how frustrated I'm sorry, like, I hope I'm not projecting, but I've just been holding up a lot. Like, I almost feel like I'm ranting, which I don't really want to do. But yeah, anyways, on another note, and I literally wrote on a less emotional note, there was a power outage, which was crazy in Canada, because them don't have generators up here. You guys, like, the little wind, we had like a 10-minute storm, whole place don't have light, there's no power, the supermarkets are in darkness. Generators. Joking. You know, we have bare hurricanes in Jamaica, so we are prepped for those things. But Canada, my beloved, my ever so beloved first world country, they aren't prepared for that stuff, because it doesn't happen as often. But it was just interesting. I was talking to one of my Uber drivers about it. He was from Afghanistan, and he was like, yeah, like, we have generators all prepped up. And I'm like, yeah, they don't, because they don't have those issues like we do. I went to a Kaytranada concert with Parita and some of her friends, and it was lit. Yo, I love me some Kaytranada, guys. Get yourself on Kaytranada. I remember when I was younger, I would think to myself, oh, this is white people music, this is foreign. First of all, Kaytranada is black. But you know, like, anything that wasn't like dance hall or reggae, and I guess hip hop was okay because it's like very black American. If it wasn't one of those three, it's like, why are you listening to that? Unless it was like top 40 pop, like Katy Perry and them things, or Rihanna. Well, she's black, you know. So that's what I'm saying. You know the vibe. Anyways, and I'm just loving that, you know, my music like tastes have changed over the past 2-3 years. Sorry. It's just a vibe, and I love all the music I listen to. I just feel happy when I listen to my little Tame Impala. I'm happy when I listen to my house music and go for my little runs. It's just a vibe. What else? There was a day me and Jaden went out for drinks. Got to catch the little Canadian accent coming through. We went out for drinks, dog, and yo, guys, I have not been that drunk in a long time. And my mom was pissed. She's like, what you doing? You're a big girl. I'm like, I mixed my liquors. It was just bad, though. It was just like, and I had a bad little hangover, and it was so bad because she was upset that I was drunk. Y'all know Jamaican mothers, like, you come home drunk, all of a sudden you're an alcoholic. Guys, I'm 24. Y'all see me out here going out. Like, I'm not out here doing things. But my mother, she take it on herself. Like, oh, what are you doing? That's not right. You're an alcoholic. Anyways, so yeah, that was just fun to add in the recap because, you know, it happened. And then to wrap up May, I graduated. Woot woot woot. It was nice, it was fun, it was memorable. Took some cute pics, and now I'm back in my apartment. I had my first day in office yesterday, so May 30th. First time being back in the office since COVID, so it was lit. It wasn't that social, to be honest, but it's because we're not all in office, but it was nice putting like actual faces to people that you see online. It was nice, it was fun. That's it for May. I hope you guys enjoyed this month's May recap featuring my little glass of water that I did not sip but just put here for aesthetics. Let me know something special that happened to you guys this month, and I can't wait to see. Bye guys, I'll see you guys in the next video.